I was once a simple shepherd, a man chosen by destiny and burdened with a calling that neither I nor my people fully understood. In the days of great torment, in relentless bondage under Pharaoh's tyranny, I heard the whisper of a divine promise, a call to liberate my people from the darkness of oppression. As I stood before the towering walls of Pharaoh's court, trembling yet resolute, I realized that our struggle was not just for freedom, but for the very soul of humanity. In the heart of Egypt, where despair clung to every soul like a suffocating shroud, I watched as our people cried out to a God who could not bear their suffering. Night after night, the anguish of the Hebrew people echoed across the land, a chorus of hope and desperation mingled with the promise of deliverance. It was in those silent, star-filled nights that I wrestled with my own doubts and fears. I questioned whether I was worthy of such a monumental task, whether a mere mortal could steer a nation toward the light. But as the divine voice urged me forward, I saw in every tear of a freed mother, every trembling hand reaching out for salvation, the spark of an emerging dawn. I began to understand that our story was not solely about one miraculous act. It was about the relentless spirit of a people who dared to dream of freedom and justice. The day arrived when our escape from Egypt was no longer a dream, but a desperate race toward hope. Pharaoh's army thundered behind us, a living embodiment of the tyranny we had left behind. As we reached the edge of the Great Red Sea, our hearts pounded with both terror and awe. Before us lay an expanse of water so vast that it seemed to stretch into infinity, a barrier between us and a future replete with promise. In that moment of utter despair, as the roar of the enemy closed in, I lifted my staff, in a symbol of faith and divine intervention. With the fervor of a prophet and the urgency of a savior, I called upon the power of the Almighty. Time itself seemed to shudder as the winds howled, and the waters trembled in response. In a spectacle of divine fury and grace, the sea split before our very eyes, forming walls of cascading water, revealing a dry, uncertain path to freedom. Stepping forward, each footfall echoed like a heartbeat of hope. We crossed that great divide not merely as slaves fleeing oppression, but as a nation reborn. Each step a defiant act of rebellion against the chains of injustice. The parting of the sea was more than a miracle. It was a testament to the enduring power of faith, courage, and the unwavering belief that even the most insurmountable obstacles can be overcome. As the last of our footsteps faded into the vast desert, the roaring walls of water collapsed upon our pursuers. In that final cataclysmic moment, the enemy was swallowed by the very element that had once been our passage to salvation. The thunder of the sea's return resonated deep within my soul, echoing the triumph of our liberation. We were free, if only for a time, to embark on a journey toward the promised land, a place where hope, justice, and a renewed covenant with the divine awaited. Yet the journey was fraught with hardships. The desert tested our faith and resolve with its scorching days and frigid nights. In every trial, I saw reflections of our inner battles, moments when we were on the brink of despair, questioning if the light of freedom was truly meant for us. But the lessons of the sea were always present, that in our darkest hours, a spark of divine grace could ignite the flame of hope. In today's world, the story of the Red Sea is not just a tale of ancient miracles. It is a living allegory for our struggles against modern-day oppression and injustice. Just as I once raised my staff in a moment of despair, today's leaders and ordinary people alike are called to rise against forces that divide, intimidate, and silence. The parting of the sea symbolizes the power of collective faith and action, reminding us that when we confront overwhelming challenges with courage and unity, the impossible becomes possible. The barriers we face, be they social, economic, or political, may seem as insurmountable as a vast ocean. Yet every act of courage and every step taken toward justice helps to part these figurative seas. Our modern struggles, from environmental crises to systemic inequality, echo the ancient call for freedom. They remind us that transformation is born from belief in the relentless pursuit of a better world. In my heart, I carry the memory of that miraculous day, a reminder that no matter how deep the darkness, the light of hope can and will emerge. The story of the Red Sea is our shared legacy, urging us to believe in the possibility of change, to act with compassion, and to hold fast to the conviction that every ending is but a prelude to a new beginning.